Welcome to this explainer. I want you to picture a scene. It's probably all too familiar to educators around the world. It's quiet. The hallways are completely empty. And there, in the dim light of a single desk lamp, sits a teacher, alone, just surrounded by an absolute mountain of papers and grading sheets. Imagine having to write deeply personal, thoughtful comments for 40 students without spending your entire weekend staring at a blinking cursor that seems to be, well, actively mocking you. Today, we're going to explore how we can make that a reality, preserving the very heart of teaching while completely transforming the workload.
10:47 p.m. For so many of us in education, the school day rarely ends when that final bell rings. Every single grading period, teachers face this immense hurdle, writing meaningful, narrative reports in feedback for dozens of learners. And here's the profound truth about this. For many teachers, writing these narrative reports isn't difficult because they don't know their students. It's actually difficult because they know them too well. You know their quirks, their breakthroughs, their struggles. Finding the absolute perfect words to capture all of that while balancing praise and constructive feedback, it just takes enormous mental energy.
Let's establish a baseline here just to really understand the scope of this challenge. Consider an average roster. Let's say a teacher has 45 students in a class, right? That is 45 distinct personalities, 45 different learning trajectories, and 45 entirely unique stories that need to be told through end-of-quarter feedback.
Now, let's say you're working at a highly efficient, almost superhuman pace. You know exactly what you want to say, and you spend just 3 to 5 minutes writing each personalized narrative comment. Honestly, that sounds fast, right? 3 minutes to summarize months of learning? But let's look at the math. Even at that incredibly rapid pace of 3 minutes per student, you're looking at a minimum of 135 minutes. That is over 2 hours of nonstop, intense writing. And we know, realistically, it usually takes closer to 4 hours. Finding different ways to say similar things, trying to avoid repetitive wording, staying professional, it's a grueling process that routinely steals away a teacher's entire weekend. Section 1. The Science of Feedback. Why we do it.
Now, before we even talk about technology, we really have to validate why teachers willingly endure this grueling process every single quarter. We don't write these reports just to check an administrative box. We do it because feedback is a powerful catalyst for learning. The number 0.50 represents the weighted mean effect size of feedback, and this was determined by the massive visible learning meta-analysis. This research analyzed over 1,100 studies involving more than 14,000 students. In the realm of educational research, an effect size of 0.50 is highly significant. It proves that high-quality feedback has the potential to considerably accelerate student achievement. It's not just a nice-to-have, it actually changes educational outcomes.
The research defines feedback perfectly. It's information that reduces the discrepancy between what is currently understood and where to move next in learning. So the crucial takeaway here is that high-quality feedback does 3 very specific things. It highlights strengths, it identifies specific areas for improvement, and it tells the learner's unique story. Parents rely heavily on these teacher comments, and students absolutely need this encouragement to grow. That is exactly why we can't simply abandon personalized reports.
Section 2. The AI Teaching Assistant.
This brings us to a major paradigm shift, ChatGPT. But let me be perfectly clear about this. The goal isn't to let AI magically write reports for you. It's a collaborative drafting tool. The real goal is to remove the repetitive writing so you can focus on the meaning. You see, many beginners fail with AI because they use weak instructions, or what we call prompts. If you just type, "write feedback from my student," you're going to get a generic, fairly useless response. AI is simply a blank canvas waiting for a master teacher's expert instructions. In contrast, a highly specific prompt includes the grade, the strengths, and the tone. This right here is the difference between a frustrating tool and a truly brilliant assistant. To get consistent results, teachers love templates they can reuse. And here is the perfect prompt formula that guarantees a professional output every time. You combine grade level, plus strengths, plus areas for improvement, plus behavior, plus desired tone. So, for example, you might type, "write a narrative report for a grade 5 learner who demonstrates leadership, completes assignments consistently, works well with classmates, but needs improvement in written expression." Use a professional and encouraging tone. By simply plugging your own observations into this formula, you save yourself from the pure frustration of staring at a blank page.
This prompt formula actually builds into an advanced, highly efficient workflow. Experienced educators use a simple 3-step process. Step 1, you just write short, fragmented notes. For instance, strong reader, active participation, struggles with written organization. Step 2, paste those quick notes into ChatGPT. And Step 3, ask the AI to convert these notes into a professional narrative report. Within seconds, a task that used to take hours of agonizing over sentence structure is reduced to mere minutes of drafting.
There are 5 specific applications where you should definitely save your prompt templates: report cards, progress reports, parent feedback, intervention notes, and positive behavior recognition. And please remember the power of batch prompting. This is the ultimate time saver. You don't have to do this one by one. You can actually tell ChatGPT, generate 10 different report card comments for students who are hardworking, respectful, and improving academically. It generates multiple variations instantly, completely eliminating that repetitive writing.
Section 3. Responsible and ethical AI use. As with any powerful tool, we really have to establish some crucial boundaries. AI as a drafting assistant, it is not the final decision maker. As an educator, your teacher judgment and student safety must always come first. There are absolute non-negotiables regarding privacy here. You must never enter sensitive student information into AI tools. No full names, no student ID numbers, no private or medical records, period. Instead of saying, write a report for Juan, you anonymize the data and say, write a report for a grade 6 student. Protecting student privacy is absolutely paramount, and it builds the foundation of trust we need to use these tools professionally.
We also need to be aware of a few common pitfalls. The biggest mistake is copying AI responses blindly without checking them. Remember, AI can and absolutely does make mistakes. You, the teacher, remain entirely responsible for the accuracy and the fairness of the final comment. Furthermore, you should never use the exact same comment for every student. The AI is there to help generate drafts, but it is your job to add your own personal observations. The teacher knows the student, the AI does not.
Section 4. Reclaiming your time. I want to shift our focus away from the screen for a moment and bring it right back to the center of it all, your students. Because ultimately, this explainer isn't really about software. It's about sustainability in the teaching profession. The true value of AI in education is not replacing the teacher's voice. It is giving teachers back something they rarely have enough of: time. When you spend less time searching for the right words in the dark at 10:47 p.m., you have more time to teach, more time to connect, and more time to help your learners grow. If technology can give us back our weekends, the only question left is, how will you use that reclaimed energy to inspire your classroom on Monday morning?